We're soon getting Game Drop 3 2025, aka Minecraft Fall Drop 2025, aka Minecraft 1.21.9. This drop has no official name nor official release date yet, but some of the features has been out on Bedrock through July, and they've now been adjusted and added to Java as well. I'm personally extremely excited for all of these features, including the Copper Golem, a lot of other Copper features, a better F3 screen, new dyes, and there's a lot of other stuff as well. So let's cover everything we know so far. Good on, my name is MagentaLewi and welcome to another Minecraft update video. If you don't want to miss out on any essential updates to Minecraft but don't want to waste your time on videos about bug fixes and code changes and every single snapshot, subscribing to my channel is the perfect way to only get the news worth knowing, and it also helps a small YouTuber grow. The main thing of this game drop is bringing more use to Copper, including bringing back the fan favorite Copper Golem. The Copper Golem was first introduced as one of the mobs in the mob vote at Minecraft Live 2021, where it lost to the LA, but now it's coming back. Well, it's actually not just coming back, it's returning with a slightly updated design and a whole different behavior that is, in my humble opinion, 1,000 times more useful. The Copper Golem is spawned either by using the Copper Golem spawn egg, of course, or by putting a jack-o'-lantern or a carved pumpkin on any copper block. You can also put them next to or underneath the copper block. Besides the Copper Golem, a copper chest will also spawn from this creation, but the copper chest will not spawn from the Copper Golem spawn egg as you just saw. Both Golem and chest will have the same oxidation state as the block used to spawn them, although a waxed copper block won't make the Golem or chest waxed as well. But both Golem and chest can be waxed when created, just like this, so that they will stay in the state that they have when spawned. And this is the only thing that will keep them in this state. Otherwise they will oxidize through the 4 stages just like the copper blocks. And here's the first great change from the old Copper Golem as it should have been in 2021, as the oxidated stages of a Copper Golem doesn't work slower, whereas the old Copper Golem would get slower and slower through the stages. But as you can see here, the slightly more oxidated one is just as quick as the others. So you can have a Copper Golem of whatever preferred color you want. Although there seems to be a bug in this snapshot, if the Copper Golem is left unwaxed, it will oxidize just like these chests has done into a final 5th stage as well and become a statue. These statues have 4 different poses of standing, sitting, running, or starfishing. The statue can as well be both waxed and axed. And if you axe the statue with no oxidation, it will turn back into a living Copper Golem. The statues can also be picked up and moved around. Besides looking nice, the statues can also be used in redstone, with comparators reading a signal strength of 1 from standing statues, 2 from sitting, 3 from running, and 4 from the star pose. The copper chest can also be crafted with 1 chest and 8 copper ingots. And you don't get a Golem with this chest when crafting it like this, so you can just use it as decoration if you want these sorts of chests in your base without having a Golem trying to open it all the time. Unsurprisingly, you need pickaxes to take... Oh, I forgot to set it to survival, just a sec. And unsurprisingly, you need a pickaxe and not a normal axe to pick up these certain copper chest. Were you going for my chest, buddy? I was just telling how you don't get one of you guys when you craft them like this. But of course, as you just saw, the Copper Golems will have a reach as we get into this details of these little guys later. They will have a big reach and will try to reach the chests that are not associated or crafted with the specific Golem. They will try and reach the chests that you put down at other places, as long as it is within the range of the Copper Golem. So yeah, as you just saw, it tried to reach this one all the way over here, even though I crafted that one myself. But if you do get a golem with your chest, the golem will look in the copper chest and start sorting its content into regular chests. Note that the golem won't interact with barrels, shulker boxes, or ender chests, but it will check and use trap chests, making it useful in redstone contraptions. It will pick up any item and can hold up to 16 identical items at a time, and it will always take from the left side of the chest, and as you can see, I've left 16 identical pieces of each block here, and it has now taken 2 stacks of 16, and it will not take any of these even though it knows where to put them now. It will always take from the left side, and only 16 at a time. The copper golem will then look for chests that are 16 blocks in all horizontal directions, so it means it can reach all the way over here, and it will also look for chests that are 8 blocks vertically from it, making sorting systems like this possible. But you do need to make sure that the copper golem can, of course, reach the chest by stairs or something like that. The copper golem will visit a maximum of 10 chests or copper chests in sequence to try and pick up or place an item, and if it's unsuccessful, it will idle for 7 seconds before trying once again. Another very important thing to note about the copper golems is that they will try and grab everything from the left side in the copper chests, and they will take any copper chests that are in range of them. And they will check them and take the left side item. They will then try and find a chest where they can put this, and they can put it in any empty chest. They can put it in any empty trap chest as well, of course, and they can put the same item inside of a chest that already has that item. But now, since there's only jungle wood in here, that is the only item they will put in this chest. So when they pick up the grass block, for an example, they will go check this one, see, no, there's no grass blocks in here, but there is another block, so I cannot just put any block in here, and they will then try and find another chest with that exact item. So to make sure that they also put grass blocks inside of this chest over here, you need to put a singular grass block in there, and they will then try and put it in there. You actually don't need to put it right here. This is where they will always put it. But if you put it down here, they will still put it up here. They will not stack the items. So if a copper golem comes with a 16 grass blocks, they will check this chest, see, okay, there's a grass block in here, I can put it in here, but they will not put it in this stack. They will still put the 16 grass blocks up here at this space. So they are always working with the uppermost left side of the chests, in both the copper chest and the trapped or normal chests. So now, as you can see, all of these copper golems are running around with items that they don't know where to put, because there is items in all of these chests, but they don't match any of the items that they are working with. I have now made sure that these copper chests only contain items that are in the 3 chests that they are of course sorting in right now, but they are still running around with these items. So what I do then is just right click them, so they will drop whatever they are holding, and they will then start sorting whatever is in the trap chests now, the copper chests now, sorry. And as you can see, they are now all at work. Now I'm guessing these limitations of the golem is to prevent lag, but especially with multiple golems working together like this is still super useful and will help players a lot with the growing problem of storage management. I'm also sure that the redstoners will quickly discover insanely good storage systems with the use of golems combined with redstone sorters. Besides that, the copper golem is also a nice decorative feature in 2 aspects. First up, it's super cute to have running around sorting items like this. Like, just look at this. Think of the life it will give to your storage system and your base in general. And in bigger storage systems, you no longer have to design the look of the storage systems to fit with the redstone sorters. This has potential to give storage systems way more aesthetic liberty. And finally, and almost most importantly, it gives an in-game way of sorting items without having redstone knowledge. Now, I'm not saying it's difficult to search up a redstone tutorial and copy a redstone sorter, but learning and understanding how to build with redstone is not for everyone. the redstone sorter are not intuitive to build, and it still forces you to exit the game and search up solutions on a website or on YouTube or something else that is not inside of Minecraft. Now you can actually do sorting without having to copy a tutorial or be a redstone wizard. That's awesome. So all in all, I'm really happy that the Copper Golem didn't win the vote in 2021 because this is so much better. Now it will help sort out one of the biggest problems in Minecraft. While the old Copper Golem would randomly interact with redstone items, pressing buttons, pulling levers and such at random, a fun but not super useful feature in my opinion at the least. So I'm more excited for the Copper Golem than ever before, and it might become one of my favorite mobs in the game. I love this little dude. But that's not all. There are more copper items dropping in this game drop. Have you ever started a world and then gotten into a cave, gotten half a set of iron armor, going deeper and deeper into the cave, and then suddenly getting blown up by a creeper whilst fighting a group of skeletons? That super sucks. As soon as you get close enough to your loot, you have 5 minutes to pick it up before it despawns, and it's still guarded by skeletons and zombies that might have even picked up some of the armor. But you have no other armor to wear since this was all you had, all your iron is down there. You can go to another location and get some new iron, risking the same unlucky situation. Or maybe you go for one of the lower armor tiers to get some protection on the way back to your loot. Either you find 24 gold ingots, which is super unlikely without iron to mine it, or you killed 24 cows to get the leather armor. All whilst you have 54 stacks of copper in your chest since it was so easy to find and mine. Well, now these situations are easily made a bit easier to get through with the brand new copper armor and copper tools. The copper armor will be a tier between leather and gold, with leather giving a full set protection of 7, gold giving 11, and copper giving a 10. It's worse than iron at 15, so it gives a nice early game armor to wear without killing a bunch of cows for it. The new copper tools include the copper pickaxe, shovel, axe, hoe, and of course also the sword, and they will all have a higher durability and quicker breaking time than stone tools, but does have the same amount of damage. With all these new copper items, you can now also get a copper nugget from smelting any of them, and they work just like gold and iron nuggets. By the way, I quickly want to mention that Mojang accidentally showed us blueberries in the video revealing the Copper Golem's return, and this is sadly not a new feature but simply just an error. They were playing around with graphics in the same world as the clip is recorded, and they didn't realize that the glowberries had turned blue. So not a new feature, but a mistake. Kinda like the animation error in the trailer for 1.14, where a villager throws both redstone and bluestone. Bluestone not being an actual feature, of course, but it did create some fun fan theories. To make things even better, the Copper Golem is not the only upgrade we'll be getting to inventory management, cause now we also got the shelf. 6 shelves can be crafted with 6 stripped logs, 6 stripped bamboo blocks, or 6 stripped stems, depending on which of the shelves you want, and there are all of these variants. Now they can all be mined with any or no tools at all, but of course the axe is the best one to use if you want to be quick. The shelf stores up to 3 stacks of an item and displays them just like item frames. Interacting with each slot swaps them with whatever you have in your main hand, so whatever you have chosen there is what it will swap it with, as you can see. And if you have an empty hand, you will just pick it up. But if you have something in the hand, it will constantly swap. Now if the shelf is powered by redstone, all 3 slots will swap with the player's 3 rightmost hotbar slots. As you can see right there, the 3 rightmost slots are being swapped. And not my main hand, and not the left side. You can power and connect up to 3 shelves, giving one big shelf of 9 items that will swap the player's full hotbar. Now to make this even better, these shelves can actually hold up to a full stack of items. So as you can see here, I have 64 of almost all of these items, and then when I put them in, they can fit in with no problem, and then you can just take them out and build with them, put them back in just like before. Now it's getting even better because they can also interact with hoppers and droppers. So you can actually do something like this if you have a big building project, and I know the main items I'm gonna use is the green, yellow and white concrete. Then I would put the hoppers on top with, of course, shulker boxes filled up with whatever I am building with. And then I will take all of these just like this, and then I will go and build something. It's gonna be out of my main building block. We're just gonna make a house here, which it's quite obviously is the most beautiful house you have ever seen. And then you can go over here because now you want to do some detailing. So you take this and then you put some of the details around here. This is gonna be the most nice little house with a stone garden right here and maybe a window here. Yeah, there we go. Now it is almost a house, actually. Wow, so pretty. And then you go back, swap them all out with your main building block because now you want to build the next building, and so on and so forth. And now, since we have used some of the main building blocks, if I weren't in creative, that is, I would not have a full inventory of these building blocks. But then, whilst I've been building, these has then been filled up once again. So you can just go over here, swap them once more, and then you will have a full inventory once again. Shelves will also output a signal strength through comparators, with the left slot being used, giving a signal strength of 1, the middle shelf spot being used, giving a signal strength of 2, and then the rightmost spot giving a signal strength of 4. And then these will all add up, so 1 plus 2 is of course a signal strength of 3. Oh my goodness. And with all of them filled up, you will have a signal strength of 7. Of course, if you take the rightmost one and the left one, it will be a signal strength of 5, and so on and so forth. Math, my worst enemy. And that's all of the news that we had before this Java snapshot, of course with a few changes. So now let's have a closer look at the newest additions to the upcoming game drop that has not been seen before this snapshot. The F3 screen has been reworked to be less cluttered and easier to read. And if pressing F3 and F5 at the same time, a new debug option screen will appear. Here the player can configure exactly what information should be displayed on the F3, and there's also the possibility to keep an information on the screen even when closing the F3 once again. So as you can see here, F3 is now closed, but I will still be able to see these specific information that I chose. The lightning rod will finally oxidize as well, and we can now decorate with the exposed, weathered and oxidized variants of it. And we also got a copper horse armor, and I think it's a very nice touch that the carpet or cloth or whatever it is that goes over the horse's back is the same color as the oxidized copper, looking very, very nice. They spawn in most structures just like Iron Horse armor and has the same chance of generating in loot chests. While a Leather Horse armor has a toughness of 3 and Iron has a toughness of 5, the Copper Horse armor lands right in between at 4. The dice have also gotten new updated icons, giving them all a more smushy shape and a small paint palette underneath. This finally gives a unique shape to gray, lime, purple, magenta and pink dye that all had the same shape, but at the same time it also makes them all more similar with the palette and of course this smoochy texture that takes away the special and unique shape that they had before. So I don't know about this one. I kind of like it, but I also at the same time kind of don't like it. I'm not sure yet. Could be better, but it definitely also could be worse. A nice new feature is being able to choose between hold or toggle when looking at the attacking or destroy and using item or place block. You can toggle or hold these both, and let me just show you what that means. Hold is of course the default, but if you are working on a big project, for an example landscaping, it is very nice that you can just use a single click and then it will just continue. I am not clicking anymore, I have only clicked once, and then it just keeps going for me. All I have to do is move the mouse around. And then when I click again, it stops breaking stuff. Same thing goes for building, of course. That was a single click and now I'm just going crazy. Now this is super duper awesome when doing big projects, because you are not gonna have to use your fingers that much, and that gives a nice break to your fingers when doing a huge building or destroying project. Mob heads will now preserve custom names when placed and mined again. So for an example, with this randomly named head, when I place that down, it will actually preserve that name as before it would disappear once you mined it again. But as you can see, it still has the same name. Monster spawn eggs will now have a tooltip warning in peaceful saying that they can't spawn this mob. Also, although it seems it hasn't been patched in this snapshot after all, the mob shouldn't be able to spawn for one tick before disappearing, just like before. As you can see, it does now. This is apparently still a thing, but it should be so that it just won't spawn at all. Oh, and now it... Oh, so sometimes it doesn't at all, but sometimes it does spawn for one tick. Oh well, it should be fixed so that it doesn't spawn for one tick at all. So we'll probably see that fixed in the next snapshot. Chest finally has a lower sound volume. As before, they would actually be very loud compared to other things in the game. Lightning is finally linked to weather sound volume, so now when we spawn in this lightning bolt, it is still pretty loud, but you can finally turn it down. Because unlike before, it was not connected to the weather bar here, so you couldn't actually turn it down. But now, if we turn it all the way down to 16, and then do the same thing once again, it's not that loud anymore. Before, it would be as loud as we did it the first time, even when you turned weather down. But that has now been fixed. With Portal and Ender Pearl chunk loaders, and also the command force load, the constant loading of the spawn chunks has been removed, so you can just choose whatever other chunks you want to always have loaded in if you want that in your game. But the spawn chunks has been removed, as that caused a lot of lag in worlds where you didn't use it, because that area would always be loaded, of course, and now that has been completely removed because you have things like this super duper awesome Pearl chunk loader instead. The world loading screen now has a different animation with, for an example, a loading bar. Auto jump, sneak and sprint options has been moved from the accessibility settings into the control settings instead. But if you do go into accessibility settings, there is also a direct shortcut into controls as well. And although there wasn't a lot of information on exactly how that works, areas with a lot of mobs will be rendered differently, improving performances a lot. And with that, I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, then please do leave a like, make sure to subscribe and comment your favorite new feature of the coming game drop. Please also check out the description for links to my bonus content, my Discord community, and my Patreon with exclusive content and influence for everyone supporting me financially on my way to becoming a full-time content creator. With all that out of the way, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.